Back everyone to the Financial Summit YouTube channel. I will be your only host once again, Tone Face. I may be having more latency issues as we did yesterday, so I am going straight to the screen share because the screen share did not have any issues yesterday. I will be turning off my camera and we will simply look at the price of Bitcoin. All right, so let me know that my mouse is moving fine and there aren't any issues on that. Wishing Matt McGregor the best of luck in his fight. I will be flying out to Denver for the fight. I'm not going to spend any time in Denver. I'm going to literally land the afternoon of the day of his fight. I will stay there for the fight and I will be out of Denver on the first flight because I need to get to Dubai and then Maldives for the event. So before I forget, join us in Maldives. It is actually only 3 weeks away, just 3 weeks away on our awesome event in the Maldives. We still have a few villas on the water remaining, so sign up. It's making it harder to sign up, of course, because the Bitcoin price is crashing. Had we been breaking 110, I'm sure a lot more people would be interested, but it's a great time and you will not regret it. Let's go to the charts. We have to take a look at the monthly chart. It's strange that I don't have any markings here. Huh. That's really strange, actually. There they are. I don't know why they disappeared. So this is a terrible look for the candle. However, this will not break the MRI monthly count. I really want to see us get to an MRI top. Our target remains at 125,000. Hopefully, we can recover in the near future. But as you can see, we are flirting with the lows. We are continuing to drop, as I stated yesterday, and as I've been stating for months. Sooner or later, this floor was going to break. Uh, this was going to happen. It was not going to hold us again. I don't know how many times I had to say it. This is how markets capitulate. We had one, two, three, four, five, I guess six, maybe five and a half. Um, 6.5 at best, and that is it. Once we close the candle right in this vicinity, once we got too close to 92,000, I didn't expect it to happen while I was asleep. I did not think we would fall. Where were we yesterday? Like 94,000. I didn't think we would fall $10,000 in 12 hours, but this is how markets capitulate and crash. We are sitting right at support. In fact, we have broken support. This was my trend line support. This is probably the weakest of the bunch. Now, the 128-day moving average would be strong support if it wasn't the seventh time we were testing horizontal support. So this was not going to hold the price of Bitcoin. The MRI support line at 89,000 had a small chance. Right here at 87,000, we have a small chance. We are still in this window. If we do not reverse and get back above the MRI support line, basically, if we do not close today and hold both of these support lines, we are looking at the 200-day moving average at 81. And if we are not able to bounce off the 200-day moving average at 81, we are looking all the way at 73,000 as support. What happens if we go below 73,000? I do not think that we will go below 73,000. I will give it an 80% chance that 73,000 is as low as we are going to get. Well, though, but I just explained why the 128-day moving average didn't work. The 128-day moving average didn't work is because it happened to be the worst place for the 128-day moving average to be. It happened to be at $92,000, which was not going to hold the price for the seventh time. It was just bad luck that the 128 was there. If we had fallen to the 128-day moving average, let's say back in early February when it was at 89, it also would have had the same issue because remember we hit 89 right here. But had we fallen to the 128-day moving average back in early January when it was sitting at 77, it probably holds us up really, really well. So the 128-day moving average never had a chance to hold the price up because it was sitting in, of all the possible prices, it was the worst one. Absolutely the worst one. And now we're going to be dealing with lots of moving average crossovers, lots of depth crosses. Let's just say Bitcoin is in a bit of trouble. It is also in trouble from the MRI perspective across all time frames. We have a weekly red star candle and we have a daily red star candle yesterday. So that means we are looking at least 6 more days of downside. If each of the 6 days is similar to yesterday and today, Bitcoin could go all the way down to $20,000. But I don't think the days are going to be as brutal over the next 6 days, right? We just fell 10,000, we're falling $5,000 a day. We fell 5,000 yesterday and we're falling 5,000 today. You know, you do that for 6 more days in a row and you got a $30,000 drop down to $60,000. I don't think that's going to happen. But again, it's Bitcoin. Anything is possible. As I stated when Trump got elected, Trump has so many more important things to deal with. He doesn't give a shit about Bitcoin. Bitcoin will not be the strategic reserve for the United States until, at best, Trump's final year. So I don't know why people thought that it would be earlier than that. That makes no sense at all. Uh, okay. That's pretty much all I have, right? Like, there's not much I can say other than I was mentally prepared for this. I've been preparing everyone for this. I have been very bearish the last few days. I was incredibly bearish yesterday before the $10,000 drop. And here we are on the $10,000 drop. The MRI says we go significantly lower in terms of number of days. A little, I mean, we can go MRI doesn't tell you how far we're going to fall. It just doesn't, right? MRI is telling me that we have 6 more days of downside and potentially 7 more weeks of downside or 6 more weeks of downside. One of those two or both. At least 6 more days of downside. We could rally back up and then fall. We could fall, then rally. It doesn't tell me anything about the price. It just tells me about the time. As far as price is concerned, we should have a dead cat bounce here. I am expecting a dead cat bounce into a depth cross. And after that, I think it's going to get ugly. I think it's going to get ugly. We're going to talk about how ugly if we bounce into the depth cross of 93 and then start to turn to the downside. We can discuss the potential of going all the way to 73 going into April. That is potentially the trouble we are looking at. Let's go to the short-term chart, see if there's anything good happening on the 4-hour. I have a feeling there's an MRI buy coming right now. Let's see. Yeah, there's an MRI coming later today. Let's keep an eye on this MRI buy opportunity later today for a dead cat bounce into the low 90s. And after that, we can get into trouble. What about the 1-hour chart? The 1-hour chart is just getting started, but as you can see, because it's going to take about 8 hours for the 4-hour to reach an MRI top, Very high probability that the 1 hour will match the 4 hour with an MRI buy. So if we continue to fall, I would look for a very nice buy the dip. I would look for a knife catch in the vicinity of the low 80s, something in the sub 84,000, sometime at the end of trading day today. And that's all I got on Bitcoin. There's really not much I can say. We are so far below the prior bullish cycles that it's embarrassing. Oil continues to drop a little bit. Gold has potentially topped. We will see. We have this week as the warning candle, and then the MRI tops coming. I'm going to talk a lot more about gold next week. The S&Ps are obviously dropping, probably what's causing the Bitcoin to drop a little bit extra. And you can see how correlated the stock market and Bitcoin are. MicroStrategy has completely crashed. As you guys know, I have a nice buy on MicroStrategy in the 180 zone. The 180 zone, let's see what the triangle target is. MicroStrategy triangle target, that's about $250. So 200, oh, that's way too much. Or about by percentage, that's 83%. That's also way too much. I don't think we can drop that much. I really don't. I have a target on MicroStrategy at 180. At 180, I'm a buyer, assuming he doesn't have to sell the Bitcoin. If Michael Saylor has to be forced to sell the Bitcoin, then Bitcoin is in serious, serious trouble. What's the level of Max Payne? Good question. Max Payne should drag the price up a bit. IBIT is sitting at 49. IBIT is at 49. This gives us hope that there is a bounce because the big institutions like the Goldman Sachs of the world are going to be losing money if Bitcoin keeps dropping more. So they are now incentivized to prop Bitcoin back up. So I do think Bitcoin will rise into end of week from here. Okay, so I do think there is a chance that later today we're making a low based on the MRI. All right, let me look at a little bit of your live chat here, and then we're going to call it a day. If we break down, is the end of the bull market? No, not necessarily. I don't think it's the end of the bull market. In fact, the faster we get to 73, the higher the probability we turn at 73 and still have time to reach it. If I look at the cycle chart, if we go down to here, 70, 70, 73, we still have a shot to go from 73 into 200 during the area of the top. Remember, the market should top between March of this year and October of this year. So we got plenty of time to go from 73 to 200. Plenty of time. Next. Todd is asking, do you think the drop is basically due to the new market makers doing their thing in order to get their positions in place? I don't speculate like that. I don't do conspiracy theory. The market is dropping because there isn't enough buying. It is as simple as that. I don't get into why it's dropping, other than there is correlation between the stock market and Bitcoin. There is a lot of bot trading. There's a lot of institutional trading, and we are dropping. And all I can do is use technical analysis to the best of my ability to figure out how bad the drop can be. And it can be as bad as 72 to 73,000. I am not going to speculate that some rich guy is crashing Bitcoin to buy it cheaper. I never believed in that for any asset. Why would I believe it in Bitcoin? Okay. I'm actually curious how shitcoins are doing. I'm hoping that they're doing worse than Bitcoin. We can glance at, oh, is this it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is a good sign. You can see that Bitcoin is pushing a brand new high on dominance. That means that shitcoins are crashing harder than Bitcoin. That's great. Anyone that's holding Solana, anyone that's holding Trump coin, you can see Trump coin is crashing. That's good. That's good to see. Ethereum. Ethereum is holding up relatively well. What about Solana? Solana crashed yesterday. That's great. Couldn't be happier. See, there's some good news in a Bitcoin crash, right? Things like Solana disappear from. I mean, look, if Solana goes to zero, every project that's on Solana goes to zero. This is why it's so stupid to build your projects on top of scammy databases. Cardano is still way too high. Is B Trash hitting new lows yet? It is. Look at that. So B Trash is at new lows. That's a good sign. The markets are healing, right? Maybe this is what's needed. I'm waiting for BSV to go to zero. It, I think that's a data error. I mean, this is the actual low. I mean, it's hitting new lows in terms of Bitcoin, so that's a good sign. Right, all these things need to go to zero. Dash needs to go to zero. They all need to go to zero. I should probably look at them on a monthly chart. They all need to go to zero. Doge. Well, Elon Musk can hold that up. Oh, look at EOS. I can't believe that's still alive. Ethereum Classic. Can't believe that's still alive. Filecoin. That's almost at zero. I don't know what these things are in dollar terms. Still $3. Okay. This thing used to be 200. Still grossly overpriced by about $3.94. I don't even know what this is. Well, whatever it is, they're doing a great job. Yeah, so I mean, this is good. There's something good. Oh, Litecoin. Oh man, Litecoin is actually surviving. I don't know how. I don't know how. I really don't. I have no idea. But imagine what happens at the next halving, right? Now you're earning half the Litecoin you were earning. Like, why would anyone mine this? Why would anyone pay an electric bill on this? Well, in any case, just a million scams. Oh man, this list goes on and on and on. Runes, another giant scam. Thorchain. Oh, this thing's got a while to go to, new lows. Yeah, it's got more room to go. A lot more room to go. All right. Anyway, uh, I gotta put my formula for Bitcoin dominance in here. Actually, my proper formula. This one. So there are good things. There's good things going on. Man, I can't wait to see Bitcoin go above 75. I think that's gonna happen this cycle. I actually really think that's gonna happen this cycle. And when that does, there is still enough wealth in scammy shitcoins like Ethereum and Solana to drive Bitcoin higher when they realize there ain't gonna be no alt season. All right, let me see. A couple more questions, and I'm gonna call it a day. Let's go back to the price of Bitcoin. Still crashing. Still crashing, guys. I think you have to wait for the 4-hour MRI buy. I think you gotta wait for the 4-hour MRI buy. I think that's the knife catch. Right here. At about 3 p.m. today. at about 3 p.m. today. Do you think the drop is basically due to the new market? No, I think I already answered that. Market makers don't take a position in the market. That's what a market maker does. A market maker tries to make money on the spread. They don't speculate. That if you're speculating, you're not a market maker, you're a hedge fund, right? If Citadel wants to be a market maker, their job is to try to stabilize Bitcoin and make profits on the spread. They're not. It's not their job to speculate. Sailor just bought 2 billion at 98,000. All right, well, let's hope he buys 8 billion at 78,000, right? Someone wants me to look at Tesla. Maybe. Nope, not there. Oh yeah, actually there. Tesla was on an MRI monthly top, so that was coming. I drew this purple line, so I would have been bearish on Tesla as of this purple line. On a daily scale, Tesla has got about 5 more days of downside. Yes, you had a green star candle giving you some bullishness, but you also had a red star candle telling you you're probably going down. I'm not going to look at the ruble dollar right now. I need to wrap this up. Will Bitcoin top on the cycle above 200,000? I still think it's possible. What's the green trend line? That I looked at it yesterday. That is a trend line off the daily chart. If my charts are now too cluttered. I need to get rid of this blue line, and I need to get rid of this blue line, and let's turn off alphanumerics. Let's turn off the MRI. Let's turn off the moving averages. This purple trend line is now useless. This is where I initially exited, anticipating a top in the market and a significant correction into the mid 80s. I was right on the price. I was wrong on my timing. I really felt that once I got out right here on this day, and once we started to fall, I really thought we were going to fall into the mid 80s. I was wrong. We went higher, but we eventually did fall into the mid 80s. That was my target. My target was the mid 80s and as low as 73. And here we are, right here, right now. I think this is a decent area for a dead cat bounce. You have a nice box for a dead cat bounce right here between 92,000, the prior support, and 93,000. This is where the moving averages are. If I turn those back up, uh, well, yeah, they'll probably be over here. They are crashing kind of quickly though. Uh, Not good. Not good. Just not good. And this trend line goes back. All right, why am I not? That's the trend line. That's the trend line. And it's a pretty good trend line. I gotta say, it's a pretty good trend line. It's got a chance. It's got a tiny chance. I don't like it that the MRI is saying we're gonna go way lower. And I don't mean way lower in price. The MRI is saying we're gonna go way longer in time. Time-wise, we're going lower. How much lower on the price, I have no idea. But if we lose this trend line, there's just no support. There's none. There's the 200-day moving average if I bring alphanumerics back up. And the wave just turned red, which is terrible. We'll get Matt McGregor back on the show soon. Okay. That's it. I already took a look at the max pain. It's still at 54.50. I'm pretty sure it's gonna drop. I'm pretty sure max pain will drop by Friday. It's going to be closer to 54, maybe even closer to 53. But that still means we should have a bounce to the upside into end of week. I mean, hopefully the Ukraine war is settled soon. Apple is holding up pretty well. Surprised. MRI top on Apple. I'm not expecting much over the next few days. I remove stable coins from the dominance indicator. Ukraine war settling, bullish or bearish? For Bitcoin, as crazy as it sounds, bearish. Nvidia earnings today, really? I was not paying attention. Nvidia earnings tomorrow after market close. Nvidia tops on an MRI and goes down again. A notch for the MRI. Palantir going down. Yeah, well, if the wars are ending, Palantir is going to go down. Bitcoin 2-month chart. It's not bad. 2-month chart looks bullish, so we're okay there. 1-month chart is still bullish, but not very confidently. All right, guys. On this note, I'm gonna get going. Thank you all so much for watching. Someone asked me to look at 2017 February. Maybe I'll glance at it on a weekly chart. 2017 is a lot to scroll to. Yeah, it was a bad month, but yeah, Bitcoin topped in December of 2017, just like Bitcoin topped this year in 2017. And yeah, we had a nasty bear market, but we went up way more. So yeah, I don't think it's similar. I think it's different. I'm gonna delete this stuff. It's completely not relevant. That was kind of hoping. And we can also delete this no trade zone inside the no trade zone. And we can also delete this no trade zone. We can delete everything actually. None of this matters anymore. Well, this one still might. We can still rally this week. Let me bring this back. Let me bring this back. There is a chance we rally this week all the way up to 95. And if we do, if we rally this week to 95 and this red star candle disappears, I will be very, very bullish. I just don't think this is going to happen. All right, guys. And on this note, oh, February 2017, not 2018. Oh, yeah, that was, I saw 17, but you're right. That was 18 after the market topped. Let me go back. Is that it? No, that's June. Is this it? No, it's 2016. Uh, yeah, I remember this. I remember this. Would be nice. Would be nice. Would be very nice. Yeah, I actually remember this. But this was the big blocker scare. 35% in 2 months. Think we're close to that. We're down 20 grand off of 108, more than 20 grand. So we got to fall like 36,000. Oh, we got more now. We got to fall like $40,000. Man, that's a nasty fall, $40,000. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. Turn my camera back on. Stop the screen share. Thank you all for watching. Check out the Financial Summit 3 weeks from now. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.